Hello everyone. So I'm here today to show you this journal that I've just completed. So this one I've mentioned before. I think I just gave you a quick flash of it previously, and it's a journal that I've made for my niece. So my niece is 19 and I found it quite difficult. This is the third attempt that I've had of making a journal for her. Not because she's been demanding, because she hasn't at all. She hasn't really said an awful lot, and I think she doesn't want to place demands on me, which you know, is lovely of her, is thoughtful of her, but yeah, it's difficult to know what to do for her. So she has liked all of my journals. She's been very supportive, and she does like my journals generally. She's supporting me on YouTube. Just make sure that you're in. There we go. I'll just try and keep in that space. So she's a big supporter of mine, and I appreciate her a lot. And I wanted to gift her with something. I did show her a couple of things that I thought she might like, and she particularly liked my grungy journal, which is a video, quite a few videos back now. It was very grungy and very sort of made with all recycled materials, and she really liked that. And so I thought, well, I'll do a combination of those things, but I'll try and make it a little bit more special for her. So I had this. I'll open it up. So we've got this nice little ribbon tie in gold. And yeah, this is one of the reasons it's got the tie, is because it's a bit, you know, it opens up like that, and I didn't really want that, but it happens sometimes, you know, when you just want to add as much as possible in, much interest in. So that's what I did, and then so it's ended up like that. But with the closure, it's absolutely fine. So I've got a single signature in it. That probably doesn't help, but you know, I didn't think. I mean, it's a, you know, paper spine. It's nothing substantial in terms of a spine. So it's just got the one signature. This beautiful paper is Lokta paper, and yeah, I don't know if you can see. It's gold. I'll just check, see if you can see. Yes, you can. Yeah, it's got a lovely gold detailing on it. And yeah, it's a very strong paper. I've used it in a few of my journals now, different types, and this one I had in my stash, and I thought, right, I'm going to use it. I think Ellie will like it. It's very pretty and quite unique. So yeah, so let's have a look inside. So I've used a mixture of different papers. So I've used magazine pages, I've used old newspaper pages, I've used book pages, I've used a whole range of different pages, and I've also, well, I'll go through it and then you can see. So yeah, I've created a pocket on this side here. So I've used, you can see obviously that I've used packing paper as the cover pages there, and yeah, sorry, just a little bit of writing paper in there just to show the pocket. There we go, and I stenciled on it as well. And then this page is part of a magazine, and I really like this, so I decided to put it as the first page. And I know that she liked the feathers, so I put a feather in there. So on this page, I've put a sticker on and some washi tape and hiding the staples on there. And I've also created a pocket with some vellum with a tag inside from some fabric tag. Yep. And a little book. Created just a few little pages in there to do whatever she wants on. Got some Tim Holtz paper, which I don't usually use very often. In fact, I haven't used, this is the first time I've used them. So a book page from an art book. So I folded it over, as you can see, and then I punched 2 holes in and tied them on either side, and then I created this little, this was part of a snippet, a paper snippet piece, and I just cut it off and popped it on there as like a little tag. And then there's a tag in here. So this is just some slow stitching that I'd done previously. It was a piece of a larger piece, and I just backed it onto card for her to write on. Tucked it in there. Yeah, this is just some, I thought they were really lovely. So I put that on there, and I put some sari silk there, and just, you can flip it up like that. Little flip, and obviously this is music paper. A little collage, just some birds that I drew, part of a larger piece quite a long time ago, and she liked it in my last, in that journal in particular, so I cut a piece out for her, and I like that. So I know she's interested in herbs and plants, so we have that in common, and you know, I know she'd like to do more, but she's a very busy young woman, so yeah, at the moment it's not possible, but I thought she might appreciate that picture there. This was my first attempt at oh, I forget what they're called now, paper ruffle, machine sewn, and it came out okay. I mean, it was all right, but I did like it attached to this page in particular. So yeah, and that's vintage book page. Little notes page here is a little, so this is an eco die, a copy of an eco die, and it's from Jibidniri. So yes, it's a freebie on her website, so if you go on her website you can find that, and it's lovely. I do eco dies myself, but I wanted they're quite small, the pieces that I do, and I wanted a full page of it, so yeah, I used that printable. Put a little bird on there, and that is from Louisa Heinzel, you probably all know. That was another freebie. And then there's a little pressed flower just poking out there, and some fabric, a little fabric flip, and then I just tied some embroidery thread on the end there. And then here we have a pocket with a journaling card. This was part of a larger piece that I did, and I cut it up, and then I made a journaling card with it, but I also put, hopefully you can see that, oh yeah, sorry, so you can see that, yeah, so you can see it there. There's a pressed flower in there and some tissue, tracing paper there, so, and a little tab on the side, fabric tab, some stenciling, and then a little cluster here, some quite old newspaper, and I like that, so I put that in. And then this was from a book. I thought she might like that. I love the colour. There's not a lot of colour in this journal. You know, I don't want to confuse things. You know, you either use these sorts of neutral tones or you go for something, you know, colourful, and I didn't want to mix the two, but I have added a little splash of blue here and there as well, and I've just tied some curly not sure what that is actually, yeah, just a bit of thread. So I got one of those thermal printers, the little square ones, and I started using it, and yeah, so that was, you see one at the beginning there, so that's one of them, and then here's another one. This is an image of an art image, of an art piece that I did when I was on a residency in Dorset, And I won't go into detail about that, but that's just a picture of that. So, and then there's washi here. I really like this image, and I can't remember where I copied it from. I've just stamped on there, but I like that a lot. A pressed flower, and I've put masking tape on the side there, just to hold it down in different places, because it's quite a thick, it has quite a thick stem, and you know, just generally it's quite thick, so I used that there. There's a photocopy of how to make orange flower water and rose water, and that was from a book that I have, very special book, and I will, it's called Living on the Land, and it's a 1970s, I think, vintage book, and it's all handwritten and hand drawn. It was an American lady who did it, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll link it below in the description, but it is a very special book, and I will show it actually on this. I'll do a YouTube video of it, because I got that one, and I also got the second one as well. So I was very lucky to be able to find them in British shops, because yeah, it's an American book, and it's not. I don't think it was widely known in this country. But anyway, yeah, so I photocopied that. I photocopied it in colour, but it only came out in black and white for some reason. Another one of those thermal printers, and this is a spoon collection of mine that took a photograph of. And then we've got some vellum here, or tracing paper. I think it is vellum. And I made a tag. I like that little image there. I can smell lavender, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I made a pocket here. Little print, no, it's paper from a book that I got, some paper, some cardstock paper, and I just put a pretty flower in there, and some stenciling, and more flowers here, just a photocopy. And this is why I can smell lavender. Lavender's seeping out everywhere. Lavender buds, so pretty. So I love this image, and I think I got it from a book, I'm pretty sure I did, and then I just tied some lavender on. It won't last, because it's an old piece of lavender from last year that I dried, and it's just falling off. The petals are falling off as it gets squashed. But I like this, and I've obviously you can see that I've backed it onto some packaging paper, and you can open that up and tuck something in. And a book page from a children's encyclopedia, and then some butterflies. This is an eco die of my own that was very fragile, and I used it to make a little corner pocket and a little tag, or a journaling card rather. And this is coffee dyed paper. Actually, I didn't point out, but there was coffee dyed paper elsewhere. I think, yeah, they're quite strong as well, quite a strong pattern. So yeah, and this is the centre of the signature. More the coffee dyed paper. I got this from a magazine. Simple something. Simple Life? I can't remember. Anyway, it's a nice magazine, and I did have a subscription to it, but I've stopped it now. But I got some really nice, interesting images in it sometimes. On the other side of that, and then this is just another piece of that packaging paper on the other side. This is part of a little sketch that I did a while ago, and I just it was ripped, and I just used a little corner tuck, and then there's a little bit of paper with a pretty red image and a little splash of colour. And on this side, I know Ellie liked this paper that I'd used in another journal, so I've stuck that down, and she could maybe put a little photograph or something there. Really like that image, so I'll pop that on there. I thought it was a nice contrast with the white paper and the white background. And then this is the other side of that vellum, and I've made another tag. So this one, I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can. I can't see because the camera holder's blocking it. But anyway, yeah, it's a pretty tag, really pretty. And then I've done another one of those thermal prints on there. A little bit of sari silk. The other side of that book with the recipe on. And this was a jelly print that I did in 2021, so I added that because I wanted to add something personal in. There is one more thing that I wanted to add in, and I will do that, and it's just a photograph of Ellie and myself together. So I might put that in I will put it in somewhere, but yeah, that was a piece of artwork that I did. Actually, it's a copy, it's not the original, but it's still really nice, really effective. And this was a bird that I drew just the other day, and I decided to add it in. And a nice image there, unusual, of a floral arrangement and some washi. Another little snippet of my drawings, sketchings, quick sketches, inside of there. Newspaper, a tag, and that was part of a cluster or something like that. Got some gold on it. And yeah, just a little clustered out. And there's another one of those thermal. So it prints in black and white, but you can get different coloured papers. So this is sort of the transparent paper that you can get. They come on rolls, and then you can get white. You can get all sorts of sticker papers. Yeah, and they're just developing it all the time. So, and it's relatively cheap to buy, you know, as a gift to yourself, or if, you know, if you've got a birthday coming up, if you wanted it. But it is limited. But I do like that. I like the size. I like the style of the prints. So yeah, and a little butterfly there. The other side of that eco die from Jibid Neri rather. And the other side of that page there. And here we've got a little tag and pocket there. Just some, yeah, muslin. Another pocket with another tag, another vellum tag with another clothing label in, and I did this on one of the videos, you might remember. So I just put some vellum over it to keep the plant safe, you know, so it doesn't get damaged. I've left the threads and everything. Now, created a cluster. You saw me doing these in my last video, so I added that. I don't think I've added another one. Did I? No, I don't think I did. So yeah, I did that cluster. Love that. Pretty blue. And then I made a tag. This was another freebie, and I believe it was Louise Heinzel when she did the her and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies did the Defemerember. I think that was one of the freebies. Oh, and I stamped on the tea bag there. Little leaf. You can't really see it until you take the tag out. There's another tag. Oh dear. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Yeah, another tag and a little floral sticker on there and some sari silk, and then another pocket here. And I made one of these with a brad, so it's just cutting out circles, wrapping some sari silk round, and then a brad on the top. And then this is some stitching just to create a pocket there. And then some images that I thought she might like. So Ellie is about to have a new house, my first home, and so I just sort of added some really nice images in there. She can write on them and pop them in there. Maybe they went the other way. Yeah, maybe they did. Put it like that. Oh no, yeah, put it like that. That's better. And then the final page, and I really like this. This was in a magazine, Sunflower magazine, I believe. And yeah, I like that. Like this pocket as well. Oh, I can see it's coming loose there. I'm not surprised because it took some sticking down, and it's quite thick card, so I'll have to redo that. I would stitch around it, but I don't want to be messing around with stitching now. I've finished that. And this again was the part of the thing from Louisa Heinzel for a freebie, and some gold splattering on the back, and some gold splattering on there, if you can see it. Hopefully you can. And yeah, just crumpled up packaging paper, and again some stenciling, just some subtle stenciling there, and that's it. So yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope Helly likes it. Yeah, it's unusual in one sense, and I've used lots of traditional style junk journal pages and things like that, you know, recycled, which is a nice thing to do. You know, you get to use up lots of different things, and more interesting, I think. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, you know, but there's always a little anxiety that you want the person you're making it for to like it. So I really hope she does. And yeah, I hope you like that, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.